Our ancestors used to collect water from the river mainly because the river's water is sweet. My grandmother told me long ago in her days they used to take something like that. It's called ibri in Arabic, but it was also a jar. It was made of clay. They used to go to the river and they used to collect the water in it, and they used to go back to the village to take fresh water for their families. This was a very important thing that they used to concentrate on, and it was sacred for them. And the water that was collected from the river was looked at very highly because it was used for cooking and also washing their vegetables. Other water was used for different things that they used to collect in wells.
These are stones that are picked from the river. They have been sitting under the water for a long, long time until people find them and bring them home to make them the little pets. These days, people, I guess young people have all sorts of entertainment with their phones and computers. But back then, people used to collect these as hobbies because they don't have many exciting colors to look at. And these stones that have been sitting in the river for a long time, that they're well polished, they've been tempered by time. Chinese culture, we like to look at the universe through nature. So these stones are like micro universe, little microcosm, where people find simple pleasure in life, having a little pause by looking at the evidence of time left on these little rocks. And these days people are very, I guess, occupied with extracting from nature, mining and harvesting what they could. But in simpler times, people also find simple pleasure and finding reminders of their relationship with nature through simple objects such as beautiful little river stones.
From my experience, most time I live in the city, so I never think about where's the water come from. So I always just turn the tap on and I got waters. But one of the city, which is Shanghai, and we have this river called Huangpu River, and actually quite contaminated. So when that water need to be treated heavily, so we have a water coming from that tap. So every time if you go out of that city, then you're coming back, you can taste that water is so, what's called, the things put in, chlorine, yeah, very strong. And I also lived in another city which is the west of South China, and that city is actually 3,500 feet above the sea. So sometimes the water cannot pump into the high rise. So I have to go to get that bucket, go down level 1 to pick up waters.
The Vietnamese culture is to greeting people, to invite them in the house and have the tea with them. That's our culture. And I grew up in the Mekong Delta, so the river always around me. Everything from the beginning, from the morning until the dawn. You see the river, you hear the water, you see the children play in the river, and we use the river, the water from the river to plant our rice, to wash the clothes, to cook. We do everything with the river. And so the river is part of our culture. And from very small, we have learned to swim in the river. From 1-2 years old until even the old people, they still take the bath in the river, and always the river is part of our culture. We also have some big vase to collect the water from the rain. That we use to cook for the tea, for the drinking, but for other ordinary living lives, we use the water from the river.
I come from a countryside, from North Lebanon, and a long time ago they used to collect fresh water for drinking. They used to walk down to a spring of water and then collect it in vessels, which is from clay. And it was like a gathering place. where people socialize as well as bringing home like drinking water. The vessel used were from clay, and clay like keep the water cool and natural taste. Water was very, very precious because they used to collect it and bring it home and drink it. Wasn't from a tap, but from a spring, freshwater spring.
I come from India, where the water is precious. In the central part of India, we have river system and wells. So people used to collect water, and they had to walk a long time, usually ladies, to collect the water. Now there were different shapes to collect the water from the river, and one from the well, because one from the well can hit the side of the well and break the pot. So they used to bake that clay pot very, very efficiently and make it tough so that the pot won't break when they bring the water up. And the river one was comparatively not very strong. And there are different types of shapes of containers, usually earthen baked. And as somebody said, that the water kept in the earthenware keeps cool because it perspires in the summertime and keeps it cool, and also it is a natural antibacterial quality of the soil.